Hey everybody, it's Willbits, and we're playing some more Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, Dual Destinies. Let's just jump on in there. I apologize if my voice is a little scratchy today. I was a little sick over the weekend, but feeling good right now. Okay. Defendant lobby number 3. Is that the one that get bombed? Which one gets bombed? There's 3, 4, and 5. Haven't been keeping them straight. You okay, Athena? You've been really antsy ever since we got here. I'm just excited. This is my first real court case, after all. Yeah, a real ball of excitement she is. I know just what she needs. A quick kick in the teeth. No. Athena! Eek! Didn't you ever learn about indoor and outdoor voices? I'm just trying to show you the best way to relieve your pretrial jitters. Alright. By scaring the daylights out of me? No, I find that shouting, "I'm fine!" in a loud voice really relieves stress. The denial just really sinks in. It's part of my Chords of Steel voice workout, and a must before every trial. That's good. I'm fine. I'm fine! I'm fine! It's not my fault! You want me to shout? Here? That's right. Here. I'll go first, then you try. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine! Everybody at home, say that you're fine, unless you're somewhere that you can't shout, in which case don't. Alright, I'm Athena Sykes, and I'm fine! I think that actually worked. I thought it might help. Always works for me. An old friend of mine from junior high, and I say it all the time. I see. A proven remedy to calm the soul. I like it. Hey, how about we finish off with, a race around the courthouse? That's too active, too active. The point is to relieve stress, not get totally exhausted. What's with all the racket, you two? Ah, Mr. Wright! Just a little voice workout. La la lee la la lo. Hey, what's with the suit? Oh, this? I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back, that's all. Oh yeah, I guess in the last game he lost his license for a while. That's all. That's huge news. But why now? I have a feeling I'll be needed in the courtroom again sometime soon. But we can, you like the next case, but we can talk about that another time. No fair, inquiring minds want to know. But wow. What is his hat? I'm so used to him in his usual laid-back clothes. That suit makes him look like $1 million. I just want to rub him on my face. By the way, have you heard about the prosecutor assigned to this case? Yeah, he's serving time, but before that, he was a prosecutor. He also uses psychology? Some kind of magic, I think. That's right, I've heard the rumors about how he was back before his conviction. Using the power of suggestion, he could make even the most stalwart defendants confess. What, he hypnotized people? That's not psychology. That's crazy fake stuff. Psychology in the courtroom. Been hearing a lot about that lately. So he must be a pretty scary guy, considering he's a prison inmate and all. So they say. They also say he'll cut you down if you talk too much. Literally. Ah, I knew he was going to be bad news. It's probably just hyperbole. At least I hope for your sake that he's not literally going to pull out a knife and stab you. Wait, so is it true or not? Let's just say you should be concise and choose your words carefully. If you'd like to keep that head of yours attached to the rest of your body, that is. Yikes! Better tone down my cords of steel, too. I'm fine! I'm fine! I'm fine! I'm not gonna die! So, you all ready? Might be a good idea to check the court record again before stepping into the ring. Because, oh yeah, if you guys haven't watched either the previous stream or the stuff over on YouTube, yowza, there goes so much stuff! The Yokai Legend Scroll, The Tenma Taro warding charm that got stuck on her forehead. A Ninetales flower. Special edition paper. Crime scene diagram. Foyer diagram. Fox and demon statue. Crime photo. Amazing Ninetales mask. Amazing Ninetales glossy. Jinxie statement. And the TV listings. And I'm certain we're going to have to go through all of these again. Because dang. So much stuff. In the fourth game, he wears that outfit in pretty much the whole game. Wow. Well. Right, Mr. Right, but I'm fine. I'll be watching from the gallery. Good luck. Don't mess it up. Thanks. Thanks. Okay, let's do this. The odds of pulling this off are ridiculously low, but that's nothing new. Believe in our client. Seek the truth. That's all we can do. We never defend someone who's just guilty. We only defend the innocent, but who improbably seem really guilty. Hang in there, Maya Tenma. Here comes justice! Look at this stuff. Isn't it sweet? Wouldn't you say the court record's complete? I like it. Good job, guys. Chat's being real funny. Day 1, court's now in session. All rise. All rise. I'm not actually going to stand up again. Sorry.
Court is now in session for the trial of Damian Tenma.
Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor.
I'd know that big booming voice anywhere. As chipper as ever, eh, Mr. Justice? But who is the young lady next to you? I've never seen her before. She's quite lovely.
I'm Athena Sykes, Mr. Justice's junior partner and fresh out of law school. I'm pretty sure that's... Never mind.
Well now, full of beans too, eh? Excellent. Makes an old man feel young again. Oh.
Jeez, Judge. Jeez.
Now for the prosecution.
No! Forfeit! Forfeit! The other team didn't show up! We don't have to do anything!
It appears...
No, it doesn't work that way.
It appears the prosecution is not ready yet.
Never fear, for I shall explain. It's just a minor procedural complication, Your Honor. The prosecutor for this case is being escorted from prison as we speak.
Prison? Oh, yes, of course. I almost forgot that he's currently serving time.
Yikes.
Yup, Prosecutor Black will
Yup. Ho ho. Did he do that just now, or are we flashing back? Wow. There's a lot of... There's a lot of blood. How many people did he kill with that swing?
Still got a job to do and duties to perform.
I'm the dumbest guard in the world. I like the guard voice. You gotta be pretty tough to pull off that look. If you can, like, wear kiss makeup all the time and not have people make fun of you, you're a tough guy. I couldn't do it. If I was just like, I think I would get laughed at just everywhere I went. Who's that with his back to us over there? That's him. I'm sure of it. Prosecutor Blackwell.
Is the prosecution ready?
Humph. Is that a feather? I thought it was a cigar. Enough jabbering. Get on with it already. I'm gonna make him a goth. I'm gonna make him specifically the goth guy from the IT crowd.
Of course, forgive me.
Why are the people related to this case so scary?
Very well, Prosecutor Blackwell. Your opening statement, if you please. What's the matter?
Must we continue to fritter away time like this? Is it all right there in the indictment? An opening statement would be pointless.
Pointless? Oh, well... Looks like the cat, or in this case, the prosecutor...
Oh, has the judge's tongue.
But, We need an opening statement as an overview of the case at hand, in case someone hasn't read the case files. Not that I haven't.
Well then, your baldness, if it's so very important, why don't you do the honors?
Who? Me?
There's a term for people who whine and fuss about how they need silly, useless things, and then decide they no longer want them once it's theirs. A selfish old fool.
Oh,
Wait, was that the prosecution's opening statement? Old dotard such as you are a plague upon the young. I pity your poor grandchildren. Or is it great-grandchildren?
all these years, I thought the opening statement was the prosecutor's job. But I suppose I could give it a try. Might be a nice change of pace.
What? He actually fell for that? That must have been the power of suggestion Mr. Wright was talking about.
The opening statement. Let's see here. The victim was one Rex Cuby, alderman of Ninetails Vale, and the defendant, Damien Tinma, mayor of Tinmatown, is accused of his murder.
And why, pray tell, was the mayor arrested?
His prints were on the murder weapon. Plus he had motive, the elimination of the biggest roadblock to the municipal merger. The caretaker and the secretary, other potential suspects, both have alibis. And his daughter, who was also in the vicinity at the time of the incident, has no motive.
So in a nutshell,
I'd have to say the charges against the defendant are incontrovertible.
bravo, your baldness. Your years of experience shine bright like your head.
Ho ho ho! Flattery will get you everywhere.
He's playing Simon Says with the judge.
Moving right along now, let's hear from our first witness for today, Detective Fulbright.
This guy. You didn't witness anything. You've just been investigating. That's fine. I guess you're, like, okay.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
I'm the detective assigned to this case, Bobby Fulbright. Oh, and I'll also be keeping tabs on old Blackwell here, coincidentally.
Oh. I also heard you would provide protection if it ever came to that.
It would seem that I have been sorely underestimated.
Wait,
Who's protecting who? From what? Still, I truly believe anyone can turn their life around, even old Blackwell here. Yeah. Fulbright, save your platitudes for funerals. Get on with your statement. That's the spirit. Justice must be swift and true. I see it in your eyes. There is hope for your rehabilitation and return to society. I will never give up on you. Prosecutor Blackwell doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright. Well, you know what they say. Ignorance is bliss. Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackwell. He's so oblivious.
now let's have your first statement, Detective Fulbright.
You got it, but first I'd like to say to the defense that justice will ultimately prevail. Alright, about the murder. Alderman Cuby was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. The fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tinma, were found on the murder weapon. At the time, Alderman Cuby was asleep from a drug he unwittingly ingested. Mayor Tinma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed a statue and struck back. Alderman Cuby had been slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug? That's right, the accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler. So he slipped him a drug to make sure he'd be out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it. Okay. Cause of death, stabbed with a spear. Estimated time of death, around 3:20. The victim had been in a drug-induced slumber. Now, I don't know a whole lot about anesthetizing people, but I'm pretty sure that if you are in a drug-induced slumber, no amount of stabbing you is going to spring you awake and let you conk somebody in the head. Right? Right?
And the victim managed to attack his attacker despite being impaled by a spear?
Ridiculous. Even the judge immediately sees it.
That sounds almost superhuman. Is it even possible?
Well, he was a former pro wrestler after all. That spear was probably nothing more than a mosquito bite to him. Objection. Yes, thank you. Not so fast! Don't try to brush it all off by saying the alderman had been a pro wrestler. Do you really expect us to believe he could fight back after being skewered by a spear? I've never heard of the incredible feats of which man is incapable of in a pinch, have you? Like the samurai of yore, wrestlers can battle through intense pain. It sharpens their senses. I used to talk about it with a former wrestler I met in the clink. Justice. I don't know. It still sounds a little far-fetched. Does it now? Then perhaps we should test the theory on you with the edge of my blade! I didn't sign up for this. Face. You can't pull that out with those chains on. And so your life is spared for now. Please let those shackles be made of titanium. I don't want to die. Ha ha! My investigations are as thorough as they are foolproof, or my name isn't Fulbright. Hi Thor, thanks for dropping in. I vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest. The accused prints were on the weapon, and he's the one person without an alibi. Quite decisive evidence, wouldn't you agree, your baldness?
The defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute.
He has the judge leaning toward a guilty verdict, and the trial's just barely begun. What's more, a curious rumor about the accused is making the rounds. They say he seeks the merger for the purpose of freeing Tin Matero from his imprisonment. Truth be told, I can think of no real reason to show interest in that backwards burg. Perhaps he's a complete nutter and really does seek to release an imaginary demon. Either way, he is raving mad and more than capable of murdering the alderman. That mayor's a strange one, all right. I heard he went to a blood drive, but instead of donating, he tried to make a withdrawal. Yep. No, that's not true.
Judge, the order! There will be no gossiping in my court. Not unless it's about celebrities or girls with pretty hair. None of this blood business.
Your baldness, please take a gander at those charms plastered across his cranium. I hear they're meant to keep him safe from possession by the demon Tin Matero. Then again, perhaps he's already under the demon's spell. Behold, the lunatic appears poised to lunge at you at any moment. The rumors and quirks of Mayor Tema have no relevance to this case. Oh, sweet, getting hosted. Besides the charms on his head, they're just a fashion statement, I think.
Come to think of it, such things don't seem relevant to the case, do they?
The prosecution will refrain from dragging our client's reputation through the mud. Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here. Phew. Thanks for that lifeline, Athena. Careful, Apollo. He has the judge dancing in the palm of his hand. The power of suggestion is one of the more powerful tools in Simon Blackwell's arsenal. He's trying to manipulate everyone's impressions to suit his objectives. This guy really is bad news.
In any case, it seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker?
None other than this statue right here.
It appears to be a statue of two strange creatures locked in battle.
Two yokai, to be exact. On one side is the nine-tailed fox, and on the other, Tin Matero. Quite interesting if you think about it. It's as though this very case were rendered in art. Let's see. Okay, updated in the court record.
Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
All right, let's cross-examine and find... Now, obviously, there's no way he got up and pounded that dude in the head with a statue. But how does the evidence prove it? Alderman Cuby was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. Always be pressing. So those weapons on the wall of the Fox chamber, I presume those are real. Don't you think keeping real weapons around like that is rather dangerous? No matter what he collected, the alderman insisted it be the real deal. For instance, he had a real demon's club in his possession. Apparently, one of his ancestors claimed it after defeating a demon in battle. What? That's gotta be an old wives' tale. Ha ha ha! The alderman had pure, unadulterated justice flowing in his veins. Whatever he did it right. We've lost a real champion of justice in his death. Nothing but claptrap and balderdash, if you ask me. Pure concentrated anime is right. Now stop your bleating and tell us about the weapon. Your wish is my command. The fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tinmo, were found on the murder weapon. It doesn't make sense if you think about it. Prints could be easily wiped off. Huh, you do have a point there. I'd venture to say he did not wipe off the prints because he could not. What do you mean? Looks like he wants you to figure it out. Why don't you stand there, show him who's boss? I'm totally lost, so why don't you just tell me the answer already? I don't think he saw that play for help. You feeling alright, kid? Running a fever, perhaps? Sorry, I know, I'm just coughing a little bit. I wish trials came with a reset button. Well, the specifics may yet come to light.
Please proceed, Detective Fulbright.
At the time, Alderman Cuby was asleep from a drug he unwittingly ingested. Come to think of it, a coffee cup was found on the floor. Was the sedative in his coffee? Bingo! We found traces of a sleeping agent all over the inside of the cup. And that is why he was out cold. That is until he leapt to his feet upon being impaled by the mayor. What an awful way to wake up. A rather stimulating eye-opener, if you ask me. I, too, would have risen to the attack, for to die in battle is the samurai way. Paradise awaits fallen heroes, but that hole in his stomach would make eating a challenge. Prosecutor Blackwell, please, these morbid jokes of yours have no place in this court. Says the jester in detective's guise. Moving right along. Mayor Tim attacked its helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. So the alderman was drugged because he was really strong. Did you see those rock-hard muscles of his? Wow. Wow. Wow, I'm surprised the spear even managed to pierce that armor-like musculature. I admit, I'm completely jealous of that righteous body of his. Ha ha ha! I might start doing push-ups right now in the middle of the trial. Do you mind? I'm going down. No, I won't do it yet. Well, he did look pretty buff, even in that suit he had on. Quite a difference when compared with a yellow belly like you. Yellow belly? Who even says that anymore? Yeah, and the color's all wrong, too. Oh, I know. How about a squishy red tomato? I move to strike both of your comments from the record.
Mr. Justice's character is not the issue here. Now let's get back to what happened after the far more muscular alderman was impaled.
Yes, well, your average person would likely have died on the spot. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed his statue and struck back. No. Could he really have attacked his attacker after being impaled with that huge spear? Could he really have attacked his attacker after being attacked with the attack? Absolutely. After all, he was once a pro wrestler. The injustice of being drugged, then speared, was answered with a righteous counterattack. But does being a former pro wrestler make him superhuman? Absolutely. After all, he was one of the good guys, like a superhero on the side of justice. And even though he was retired, he could still don his superhero guise in times of need. You need to lay off the comic books, detective. We're talking about real life here. Setting aside the half-wit's flights of fancy, the fact is this. The court-ordered post-mortem concluded the victim moved after his skewering. Moved. So he found the strength somehow to attack his attacker, huh? Detective Fulbright's testimony sounds airtight. No wonder he's so confident. No, he only thinks it's airtight. It's up to us to poke some holes in it. That part about the alderman fighting back sounds like a big hole waiting to be poked. Let's see. Let's look at our court trial. What do we have other than, let's see, scene of the crime. I think the crime photo is going to be our most likely thing. So he's facing away from him is the other thing. So even if he moved and got up and hit the guy, why would he land like that? Like back out of the way? Let's see. Scene of the crime. Let's check this out. Doesn't really show the posing. But no prints could be lifted. There were no fingerprints on it. That's what matters. We just present the statue because I'm pretty sure that if he grabbed it, there would have been fingerprints. It doesn't make sense for them to be wiped off. Did the alderman really strike the mayor? What? Are you questioning my sense of justice? Your so-called justice needs to find itself a pair of legs to stand on. You claim the alderman struck back after the mayor put a spear through him, but the statue he supposedly used to defend himself creates a major hole in your theory.
It would appear that the defense has a counter-argument. How surprising. Very well, let's hear what the defense thinks is odd about the detective statue.
There are no fingerprints. There are no fingerprints on this supposedly crucial piece of evidence. And if you look at the crime scene photo, you'll notice that the alderman isn't wearing gloves.
Yes, I believe he is quite gloveless indeed. Gloveless and loveless. Much like myself.
If he touched the statue with his bare hands, he should have left some fingerprints. Detective Fulbright, you did take that into account during your investigation, didn't you? Ah, this can't be happening. Did I arrest the wrong man? You did it, Apollo! Case dismissed! Goodbye, everyone! Goodbye! You knocked Detective Fulbright off his high horse! Well, it's just 1 point in our favor. Who do you suppose clubbed the mayor if it wasn't the alderman? Huh. Well, if it wasn't the alderman, that means someone else must have clubbed the mayor. You mean there was a third party there in the Fox chamber? Exactly. And this could be the big break we've been looking for.